Well, you're at Hangsters, and we're underneath the hood of our 1970 Dodge Coronet. It does have a lot of look to it. It does have a nice engine in it. It's a 383 4-barrel with a Torker 383 Edelbrock manifold on it, standard valve pan covers, Press-A-Lite distributor, power steering, no power brakes, no air conditioning, 26-inch high-flow radiator with it, clutch fan, all new belts, all new hoses. Does not have air conditioning. It does, however, have the heater hoses still intact and hooked up. The fender tag is still intact on it with the little tab off to the side, which is unusual. Usually you don't see those, but that is originality. It does have the correct core support numbers that match the tag and the VIN plate. So the car's never been in any problems, no trouble, no accidents. Everything is still as original as it was in 1970 when this car left Chrysler. Great engine compartment. It is a 4-barrel 383. It does have a lot of snot to it. It would be very similar, not quite, it's not a hypo motor, but very similar horsepower-wise to what the Roadrunners and the Super Bs would be. This is not a Super B or an RT. It does have that somewhat of a look of a Super B with the scoops and the amenities on the outside, but it is not. We're not trying to represent it as that either. It's a nice driving, nice running 383 4-barrel 70 Coronet. Let's walk around the outside, see what we got. Hi, you're at Hangsters in Daytona Beach, Florida, and on the floor today we have a presentation for you on a 1970 Dodge Coronet. Has kind of a Super B RT look type characteristic of it because of the scoops, the way the car is set up, but it is not. It is a Coronet. It does have a 383 4-barrel in it at this point in time. It does have a positive rear end in it. It's a nice driving, nice running car. Let's go over the thing on the front end, see what we have. It's a nice copper color. I love this copper on these cars. Paint on the hood, the fitment of the hood is very nice on the car. Fender to hood, as you can see, is really nice. Fit and finish on the hood is great. I mean, the paint is absolutely as nice as you'd want it to be. They have the scoops black. They would normally be painted the color of the car, but it does add a little bit of a contrast to this. It's not correct anyway, so it does add contrast and a little bit of pop to it. Really looks good. Hood's nice, no dents, no deviations whatsoever. Bumper fitment in the front is really nice. Chrome's nice. They appear to be the original bumpers. Not redone, not re-chromed. This is the original Argent plastic grille that was in the car originally. That side is nice. So is this side. Coronet designation from Dodge. Same thing. These are original. They're not replacements. They are the original ones that came with the car. The lance underneath with the aluminum molding is really nice. Mopar, of course, plate on the front of it. You don't want to go without that. Parking light assemblies, really nice. Amber the way they should be for 1970. Front end of this car is very clean, very nice looking. It gives you a nice pop with the hood scoops. Let's see what we have on the side. Okay, driver's side of our Dodge Coronet. Again, paint's very nice on this vehicle. Side marker light, very nice. Let's check our fender lip molding here. A couple little, nah, they're not. I can't even catch my fingernail on them, so we're going to call them no dents. Hood, cowl, fender, door. Look at this. You can't get much better than that. That is really nice fitment. Door to front fender, rocker panel the same way. Dashboard, looking straight down in it, it's as nice as you'd ever find. The vent plastics, which are normally deteriorated through the years, no exception here. This one's completely gone. That one is still intact and about ready to fall apart, but those you need to replace. They're not. We're going to see if we can find a set and replace those. They just snap in and out, but the original ones just deteriorate with age. Top of the dashboard, there's a couple cracks on the padded area. It still retains its originality. A little bit of fade across there on the dash pad itself, the dashboard itself, where it transitions onto the front windshield base is still very nice. There's no deterioration, no rusting or anything like a lot of them have. Very, very solid, very nice. Nice VIN tag the way it was. Still has the 6-sided rivets on it. Original wiper arms. These are aftermarket blades. They are Argent silver, but they are a aftermarket blade. They're not original Chrysler blades. Trim around the front window on this side. Really nice. Chrome around the side of the vent wing. Really nice too. Appears like it has, this car seems like it has tinted glass in it too. Just seems like it has a darker glass than it should. Remote control mirror this side. Vinyl top, really nice on the car. Looks relatively freshly put on. No dents, no marks on the drip molding. Whiskers appear still to be original and don't need replaced. They're very, very nice condition on this car. A really nice condition on it. Door handles, original door handles, show a little bit of age, but they're still fine. You'd never replace them. Door to quarter panel, as you can see, that's about as nice as it's going to get. Chrome on this scoop on the side is really nice on it. No pits, no issues. And a little mark here, a little door ding. Another one there. Another one there. Pretty nice car. There's a little mark here where something apparently shifted in the trunk and gave you a little bit of a dingy there. You don't see it, but I still can't see it, but I can feel it. Back marker light, just like the front one, really, really nice. Where the quarter transitions onto the tailpiece, it's nice also. Hat rack, I'm going to call it original. A little bit of stain on the back there just from condensation coming down through the years. A couple aftermarket speakers in the rear deck. Nothing to replace. This hat shelf rack, whatever you want to call it, is still very, very good condition. Did not replace it. Stainless around the rear glass. Very, very nice. It's a nice side of this car. Very straight. Yeah, very straight down the sides of it. It does have some era correct hubcaps and wheels on it. It gives that racer look to it. You know, a lot of guys went with the painted rims and the dog dish caps, which this car does have. Very expensive to replace these caps. You should price them sometime. You'll be surprised what they want for 4 of those. Nice looking side of the car. Let's see what we can find out back. Okay, around the tail end of our Coronet, you can see the rear deck on this car is just as the hood was. Paint's absolutely beautiful. The fitment is spot on. Normally we have to do a little bit of an adjustment on a few of these cars. We just had a Chevelle that we have to do the hood and the deck lid. This thing doesn't need anything. Paint on it is just absolutely beautiful, just like it was on the hood. I can't tell you enough about how nice the paint is on this car, actually. Yeah, the whole back end of this car and the front end, the paint is just spot on. The filler panel in the back, brushed aluminum the way it should be. A little bit of a dingy here. Somebody put their knee against it or something, trying to get something out of the trunk. Original, like the front one in the grill, that was original. The original tail lights are still intact and nice also. No one has redone them. No one has spray canned them. Nothing. They don't need to be. They're very nice. The trim around them is just as nice as you'd ever want to find. Let's see, fitment of the bumper. Again, fitment of the bumper just like the front. You really could not fit that bumper any better than it is. Chrome on it's nice and deep. There's no dents or anything in it. This car has a huge set of pipes coming out the back. We'll see what it looks like underneath, but I can tell you right now, those are 3-inch stainless steel pipes out the back of this. So I'm sure the rest of the system's going to be a 3-inch also, but we'll see once we get it up on the rack. Back end of this car is just as nice as the front was. Really, really nice car. Very nice so far. Okay, passenger side of our little Coronet. Again, side marker light, really, really nice. Something there. I don't know what it is. Feels like a scratch. Might need brush touch. I don't know what it is, but I can feel it. There's not a dent. Might be just a little tiny superficial scratch that could use a little TLC. No marks or dents on that fender well molding. We got a piece of trim here. that needs to be reattached. Once it's reattached, there'll be no issues with it. It's not bent or dented or anything. Either way, but you can see it definitely needs to be reattached there. It needs a clip on this side to hold it back in place, and then we'll be okay there. Okay, vinyl top on this side, same as the other side. I mean, really nice tuck inside the drip rail, which, one little dingy here. That's it for that guy, just that one little tiny one that you will not see, and I have to really look for, but it's there. Again, the wipes, whiskers are really nice on this car, tinted glass on the sides. Window fitment's beautiful. Really beautiful. I can see that. No wind noise, no water leakage or anything on that one. Again, original door handle, door to the quarter. We're missing our piece of trim here. There's one on that side. We don't have one on this side. Better find one. Okay, paint on this thing is absolutely beautiful. Door to front fender to rocker panel to quarter panel. This door fits absolutely flawlessly. Really nice. Again, tinted glass up front. Stainless on this side. No issues at all. None. Chrome's really nice around these wings too. A lot of times on Mopars you see this start to pit after a while. None. Zero. It's just as nice as could possibly be. I've got to put our antenna back on. All it needs is the mast screwed in. That'll be fine. This is the same as the other side. The cowl area to the door, to the front fender, to the hood. Look. Absolutely gorgeous. Really nice fitment on this car. Okay. Wheel well molding up front. No marks on that one. We just had that one that had 2 or 3 little tiny ones. You won't see them, but I can feel them with my fingies. Side marker lamp up front. Again, the bumper fitment on this thing is just exemplary, front and back. I mean, it's really a nice big car. 70 Coronet. It is not an RT. It is not a Super B. Kind of makes you think it is. Great looking car, tinted glass, 383 4-barrel, automatic, power steering, dog dish wheels and hubcaps. The paint on this car is absolutely beautiful. A couple little issues. We need to get a piece of trim there. We have to fix that little spot in the back that needs a clip on it. But other than that, we just went around this vehicle and really can't find anything that's amiss on it. We're going to do the interior shot here in a few minutes. Then we have to do an undercarriage and a drive for you also. But this is a really good looking car. So if someone's looking to have an introductory car for getting into the muscle car market, this is a fine example of one for you to start life with. Because we don't want 50 grand for it. We don't want 40 grand for it. Guess what? We don't even want 30 grand for it. So you better take a look at this car and see what you can buy this for on your Hangsters website, because it's a very nice car for the money. Got a lot of performance for a little bit of money and a lot of look. We're going to do the interior now for you. Okay, we're inside of our 70 RT style Super B Coronet. It is a Coronet. It does give you a look that it is a Super B or an RT, though, because of the scoops when you first take a look at it, first glance. It's a nice car inside. Dashboard has a couple of very light, 1, 2, 3 of them, 4 of them, that are so light. I mean, I can't get my finger on them or in them. I can see them, but you almost can't feel them. Steering wheel, however, is unaffected by any shrinkage. Totally unbroken. The horn ring in the center with your Dodge Trident on it, just as nice as can be. The rest of the dash and the padding on it is really nice. Dashboard itself, your gauge cluster is nice and clear. The plastic is really nice on it. Aftermarket radio in it. Nice tight copper colored headliner. Nice tight. And original copper colored sun visors. Pretty much everything in this car is copper and cream. The interior, the seats have been redone in this car. It does have black door panels and rear panels in it for some reason. It does give it a contrast. I mean, it actually looks good with the black carpeting, the black kick panels, black side panels with the copper trim. Didn't come that way, but it's that way right now, and it really looks good. The interior is real nice in the car. Carpeting's real nice, not faded. The seats themselves are very comfortable, very nice, real cushy. It's a nice car. It's a nice car inside. I don't really see anything out of place. The chrome handles on it, the wing, the inside, the wings are real nice. The window cranks are nice and chrome finished yet. The door handles themselves, the chrome is real nice on them. Everything on the car looks to be pretty nice on this thing inside. It's a nice little Coronet. We're going to go for a ride in it and see how it runs too. See what kind of operational capabilities we have here. We have a fuel gauge that isn't working, which is standard for most Mopars. We have an alternator that is working, an alternator gauge. Temperature gauge appears to be coming up. The radio's an aftermarket. The wipers are not working. Turn signals are working. I can hear it clicking, but it's not showing on the dash. It's definitely clicking, it's working. This one is indicating on the dash to the right though. Let's see if the speedometer works. Car sounds good. Nice shifting. Temperature gauge coming up as it should. The speedometer working as it should. Again, the right hand indicator is flashing on the dash. Left hand is not, but I can see the amp gauge moving, so I know it is functioning. Car shifts, runs, drives just fine. Shift. See, the temperature gauge is coming up just like it should. So, other than the wipers and the fuel gauge, which are standard Mopar, not working. Actually, come to think of it, that's standard for Camaro and Chevelle too. South Daytona Beach, Florida, and we're underneath our Dodge Coronet, 1970. Car's really solid underneath. I'm really amazed. It is not a numbers correct engine and transmission, although the engine and transmission both retain the correct original serial numbers, and they both match engine and tranny. Unfortunately, they don't match the car. But subframes are very, very nice on the car. A couple superficial dings in it, that's all that I can really see there. Drum brakes in the front, heavy duty sway bars, high torque starter, brand spanking new. Somebody just put that puppy on. Really nice looking undercarriage so far. New shocks in the front. Torsion bars are real nice, heavy duty as I stated. No leaks on the engine, zero, none. No leaks on the bell housing area. It still has a tin shield in front of it too. Also, as you can see, no leaks on the transmission area either. Tranny cooling lines going forward to the radiator. Again, the subframes are as nice on this vehicle as you could possibly get. They are really, really nice on the car. It does have the original floor pans from what I can see. They're totally undisrupted. Splatter undercoating from Chrysler way back when yet, 1970. And it's a little gray here in places, but it still has all its original pinch welds on both rocker panels. You can see where the seam is, where the rocker goes onto the quarters also. So it does retain a lot of originality. Remember I told you I thought it had a big 3-inch exhaust? Look at this. It's definitely 3-inch exhaust in this thing, and it's an X pipe. So it does have a crossover. It's a better actual design actually than the H pipe, which was engineered by Chrysler. And then this system actually is better. What it does is it allows each pipe to breathe or exhaust through a dual set of mufflers at the same time instead of just one. Pretty efficient exhaust system. Has a set of turbo style mufflers in the rear, which you'll see in just a second here. I don't see any jack marks on the floor pans or the substructures anywhere. Nothing is disrupted in any way. Parking brake assembly still functional and original. Doesn't need any attention. The brake lines are still original. Fuel lines still original, heading toward the rear. Nice looking car underneath so far. Drive shaft, someone's completely rebuilt the drive shaft. It looks fairly new. No leak again on the rear end of the tranny. The output shaft on it, as nice as could possibly be. Let's see what's on the other. Okay, here's our turbo mufflers that we just discussed. The torque boxes in the front, again, no marks, no jack marks on them at all. Subframes in the back, same deal, absolutely none. It's hard to believe. This car must have required a lot of attention underneath through the years. Shocks in the front were bland spanking new, and they were blue, and they're blue new ones in the back also. 8 3/4 inch rear in this car. 3-inch pipes out of the mufflers also. Really amazing. Somebody threw a serious exhaust system on here for a little 383. It still has some nice curvature to the original leaf spring assemblies that were on the car. Drum brakes in the rear, fended drums in the rear. Original gas tank. Somebody punched it right there, but other than that I can't see any other marks on it. It was enough of a punch that it cracked the sound deadening that Chrysler had installed, so it is the original tank in this vehicle. Pipes, again, exit back right behind the rear bumper, and they are 3-inch pipes, there's no question about that. Floor pans in the back are original and really nice. Subframes in the back are nice also. Drop downs in the quarters appear to be original, with the pinch welds still evident on them. I don't see anything underneath this car. It's a good solid car underneath. It's a good starter car for someone that wants to enter into the muscle car market. It's a nice looking car. And he can dress it up a little further than it is right now. It's got scoops on it, so you could put a bumblebee stripe on the back end of this thing. You could do a couple little things to it, put some RT designation on it if you want, or Super B, and have this thing look just like an RT or Super B for a little bit of money.